the things I would say is that after you've gone through this with us and you have the brand story guide, I think people at first, they feel like the brand story guide is kind of a crutch where they have to rely on it, where they have to reference it to know what to say. And I would tell you that that's one of those things that kind of goes away. It kind of just gets embedded into your vocabulary to where if you will just put it to use at first, and even if you feel a little uncomfortable that sometimes you're not quite sure what to say and you have to keep referencing this guide, that it just becomes a habit, because you'll have some go-to phrases. And you'll also notice if you start to use this in your real life conversations with your team, getting everyone else aligned on this, but also with prospects and with customers, and you start to notice which of those things that you're saying gets an emotional response from people. And then you kind of have your go-to things that you always say. And now your elevator pitch is really tightened up.
Yeah, sure.
You have little go-to things you can say when you're trying to close someone that you've tested and it's proven to work. So a lot of this, beyond creating content and a lot of the stuff we do, a lot of this can, and this is the purpose, is it really becomes part of your brand and your company culture and just the way you guys communicate.
Yeah, and think of it about selling. Do sales without selling at all, in a sense where nobody cares to be sold to and they really don't enjoy it, especially not these days. So if you can sell without selling, if that makes sense. So now you're selling what is actually valuable to them. You're acting as this kind of consultant along the way. You're providing value and they're like, wow, this person actually, I think, could be helpful to me. Oh, by the way, this is the business that I do. I provide you a product or service. Of course, you have to pay for that. But without coming and selling something, do sales without selling, if that makes sense. And I think a lot of that is done masterfully with a lot of the takeaways from the brand story workshop.
Yes, I refer to it as collaborative versus competitive selling. So selling, whereas
yeah.
Traditional salespeople think like, if I'm a salesperson and I sell you, I think that I win and you lose, right? That's kind of like the old school way. And that's what gets people's guard up, and they don't like that. But if it's collaborative, the conversation starts off in a way that's kind of like, okay, you have this need. We really understand that need. We understand how to solve this problem for you, right? And it's more of like, okay, how can we align our goals? Because we as a company need to make money to offer this service. You as a company need to make money by getting the benefits from the service. That's kind of like the nitty gritty, that's the realistic part that has to happen. But the conversation is more of, instead of me trying to just like shove these benefits down your throat and get you to accept them, it's starting the conversation off of like, look, hold on. We totally understand what you're going through. We actually understand the things that you're concerned about beyond just the business problems, but your day-to-day real life concerns that these business problems then carry over into your personal life. We understand all of that.
Yep.
So that whenever they know that you care, and they also know that you understand their situation a little bit more intimately than the average salesperson, it lowers their guard, and it creates a lot of trust, which is one of the things that you're always taught in sales to do, but it's also very difficult to do in a genuine way.
Yeah. And now in this kind of climate of virtual selling, if you will, without the face-to-face, the people that were used to coming in with the hard closes and the in-person and the kind of power dominance, bring everyone in the conference room and do this, that doesn't exist. People are selling like this. And so you have to kind of touch on those emotional responses, or those things where I ask people all the time, well, if you were to engage with us, how would this affect you personally? And they're like, what do you mean? I say, well, I mean, is this something that you're held accountable to? Is this going to affect your role? They're like, well, actually, if I hire the right agency, actually make me look great here, and I can potentially get a raise, or, I'm like, well, hold on, that matters a lot to me. Because now we want to enable you to be successful internally, thus, kind of carrying that to us. And that's just an example, for us as an agency, but it's across every organization. And so I think what's important is not just nailing a one-liner or a messaging, whatever it is, but it's kind of like the whole vibe, the whole ethos of what you need to kind of inject into a business, and then they carry that across their whole organization. And so we've been doing these workshops a la carte, as I mentioned, as part of our growth stack engagements now. It's been fantastic, and overall, we've seen a lot of value in that for our clients. So yeah, thanks so much, Kyle, for hopping on. I appreciate it. And I think we got a lot out of this that would be useful for those who watch.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, happy to do it.
Sure thing.